The mighty giant, the 99%, is stirring once more. The U.S. is in the throes of a broad countrywide anti-establishment fervor. Each day, more join our ranks, so that, like the storm cloud that nears, our movement has loomed over the head of the wealthy 1%. Surely the clouds will burst. Not like a spring shower, but like a hurricane. The levee the 1% has built against the average citizen will break, and so our movement will flood the streets like rushing waves. But our movement has not reached that point yet. What will be the outcome? Now the U.S. waits with bated breath for an answer to this question. The people are hurling a challenge at the accused two-headed beast. Will this challenge be followed by real change? Will the struggle develop into an open socialist uprising? Or will it, like previous elections, end in apathy and capitulate? Citizens, whatever the answer to this question may be, in whichever way the present movement ends, one thing must be clear and beyond all doubt. We are on the eve of a progressive uprising, and the hour of uprising is near. The anti-establishment further is unshakable, and of dimensions unprecedented and not matched for a century. Though it may perhaps end today without a nationwide socialist revolution, tomorrow it will shake the country again, and even more resolutely. The hour nears, and the democratic socialist movement must settle the century-long struggle between American citizens and the corporatist oligarchy. Finally, decapitating the left head and then decapitating the right head of the beast known to us all as the two-party system. A newly strengthened progressive wing will once again dominate the Democratic Party. That is the fateful climax to which all recent events have led us to with historical inevitability. A progressive coup, such is the great task that today confronts the populace of the U.S. and is imperatively demanding execution. Fellow Americans, it is in the best interest of you all, except for the handful of 1%ers and politicians who are the benefactors of their exuberant wealth, to join in the rallying cry of the average citizen, to strive jointly with us, and to bring about the paramount popular uprising. The criminal corporate oligarchy has brought our precious democracy to the brink of doom. The destruction of the American middle class, the downtrodden and distressed condition of the working class, excessive government spending, taxing the poor to subsidize the rich, the lack of rights for minorities, the endless Republican tyranny and violence that fuels global terrorism, the racist xenophobic rhetoric, and perhaps most intentionally, the utter insecurity of our day-to-day lives. Such is the political atmosphere of the U.S. today. This must not be allowed to flourish any longer. The corporate oligarchy, which has caused all modern affliction, must be dismantled, and soon it will be. The oligarchy realizes this, and the closer it gets to its inevitable demise, the worse each new horror becomes. With each new hellish dance, it whips up around itself an even more grim vision of the future. In addition to the thousands of people who live at starvation wages, in addition to the protesters beaten down, the unfortunate sons of the people, who it has sent to languish in the for-profit prisons, in addition to the incessant murders and violence perpetuated at the hands of militarized police forces in cities all over the U.S., the oligarchy does not cease to invent even newer horrors. It continues to sow enmity and hatred among the people, and to incite good and honest Americans to target each other with misguided political aggression. It has armed and unleashed National Guardsmen and police forces against peaceful protesters, the unenlightened and starving masses of single-issue voters against their best interests, and lastly, the ignorant and fanatical Christian masses against all who resist their pathetic dogma. With the assistance of the Christian right, they have demolished the sanctity of our Constitution and have frightened dissidents with the Second Amendment and the eternal hellfires. This should not be permitted to persist any longer. Only a revolution in the hearts and minds of the people can take hold and show how synonymous socialism is with love. The hate bred by capitalism will be uncovered for all to witness. It would be ridiculous and ignorant to expect the corporate oligarchy, which created this system, to allow their own bought and paid for candidates to ever put an end to what has established and perpetuated their wealth. No establishment candidate, no House of Representatives or Congress can put a stop to these horrors if they are owned by the 1%. On the contrary, every attempt to elect an establishment politician who promises change, every resistance to the primal revolutionary impulse of the 99% will only intensify the charade. So, American citizen, the progressive, the most revolutionary class in our society, the class which has up to now been subjugated by the corporate oligarchy, and which will remain to the end its most determined and unrelenting enemy, is preparing for open and obvious political action. It calls upon you, all classes of society, for assistance and support. Educate yourselves, and help to educate others, and prepare for the decisive time of class struggle. The hour of change is near. We must meet it fully prepared. Only if we do that, only by means of our vanguard, the progressive leadership, will country-wide and simultaneous political action vanquish our despicable foe, the wealthy corporate oligarchy, and on its ruins erect the free democratic socialist government that the people demand and require.